and in today's video I got another deck guide for you guys. I have not done one of these in a while, so I apologize for that. But other than that, yeah, they're back. I'm bringing them back. And they're going to be pretty fun. I have a lot of decks in mind I'm going to do these for, and the first one that's going to get that treatment is going to be Lavals. Lavals are a really fun synchro spam archetype that was like in the dual terminal era of the game and everything, and yeah, they're really fun. They can make Quasar really easily, and yeah, they're just a really fun archetype. So basically in my deck guides, it goes as follows. I just pretty much go through the overall strategy of the deck, go over the staples that you usually need for the deck, like pretty much the more important cards and everything that you need, like 3 ofs, or just are needed for their combos and stuff, or just overall strategy in general. And then I'll go over text that help supplement that strategy, and then I will go over some engines that you could throw in that can help facilitate the deck and help achieve its goal and everything. And then lastly, I'll go over some extra deck options that you can throw in, and at the very end I'll show like a list of sorts of just like a basic one that can help get you off the ground. So other than that though, let's just get into it. So the first thing to cover is their overall strategy, and that's going to be that they're just a synchro spam deck. That's pretty much how to put it simply. They are really good at spamming a bunch of synchros on the field. Their main strategy, of course, is the Quasar build, where you're just like trying to resolve Rekindling so many times to get up to synchro climb up, and then get into your Quasar, and then some other things from there to help make a pretty impressive board. So other than that, let's just get into the staples. The first one will have to be Laval Volcano Handmaiden. This is one of the more important cards of the deck, being able to be, get all your the more important Lavals into the graveyard. I usually send this off of a certain spell card I'll get to later to help get more of her in the graveyard. So basically what it goes is you send a Laval to the graveyard, you then send her, and then she'll send another copy of herself, then she'll send another copy of herself, and then she'll send another Laval to the grave, and then already you have 4 Lavals in grave, which will then, you can bring them off of Rekindling, and then you just go on your combos from there. So she is very important for that reason. She just helps deck thin and get your main pieces into the graveyard. Same thing goes for Magma CANNONEERS. This is one of the other ones you just want to send to the graveyard off of the one spell card that I'll get to later. It's really nice. Just again, you just use for the combo. You just send this first, and then you send the Maiden, and then just go from there. This is more of like a 2 of. Volcano Handmaiden is more of a 3 of for the deck. So that's pretty much the ratios for those two. And then another 2 of for the deck usually is going to be Laval Lakeside Lady. This is good for against back row, which is really nice. It pretty much pops spell or traps, and that's kind of like this main weakness of the deck. They can't really handle control decks very well, so having a card like this to help pop back row is really nice. And yeah, you usually want to run at least 2 of us, because back row just ruins your day half the time. And then one of the last staple Lavals will have to be Laval Cannon. This is more of a utility piece. This is good mid game and a little bit of late game to help revive your stuff. And yeah, it's just pretty decent normal summon for the deck. The deck doesn't really have really good normal summons at all, so this is kind of like one of the more decent ones. And it helps just recycle your stuff and to get into more plays, which is nice. And another staple that isn't Laval though is going to be Boost Warrior. Now Boost Warrior is interesting. You're probably wondering what the heck, why is this a staple in this deck? Well, mostly because it's a fire and it's 200 defense and it's a level 1 to help synchro climb and stuff. So most importantly though, it has 200 defense, so you can bring off a Rekindling, which is nice. So a little bit of synergy there, and yeah, it's just a good piece to help climb up your synchros and stuff to get into higher numbers. And yeah, believe it or not, that's pretty much it for the staple monsters. Now on to a couple spells. The first one would have to be Molten Conduction Field. This is the main 3 of spell that you want to use to get your Handmaiden and other Lavals into the graveyard. So basically what you do, you send usually the Cannoneer to the graveyard first off of this card, and then you send the Handmaiden, and then once it resolves, the Handmaiden will then trigger to then send another Handmaiden, then send another, and then send another Laval, and right there you have again 4 Lavals in the graveyard, which is really nice. Then you can use Rekindling to then bring them all back, which is really nice. And then speaking of Rekindling, here it is right here. Honestly, I shouldn't even call it Rekindling. It's Soul Charge. This deck has triple Soul Charge in the deck, which is insane, okay? I wish my deck had a Soul Charge. I mean, hell, it just feels like the Soul Charge is Who's calling me right now? What the fuck?
Hey, Todd. So, my immaculately sized brain telekinetically communicated with you, and I don't know if, like, my hearing's failing me, but did you say Soul Charge? Like, banned Soul Charge? The one that, like, Light Swarms and Sylvan's got banned?
No.
Oh. You're not talking about actual Soul Charge?
No.
That's lame. You're dry. Fuck whatever card you're talking about. Fuck your channel. Fuck Down on Duel Academy. Subscribe to Team Samurai X1. Cutting off Down on Duel Academy 2020, 2021. I'm not with it. If it's not actual Soul Charge, I'm not with it. The fuck is it? Is it Rekindling?
Yeah.
It's Rekindling.
Yes.
I'm out, bro. Peace.
Okay, jokes aside, yes, Rekindling is a lot like Soul Charge, but this is pretty much Soul Charge for no cost. So you run 3 of it, you're a madman if you're not, because this just recycles your stuff. And you're probably wondering, well, you can't search this. How am I going to resolve this 2 to 3 times in turn? Well, you're mostly going to be, go into some synchros that are going to help you draw cards and dig into your deck, like TG Hyper Librarian, or like Formula Synchron to help dig into your deck, and just be able to draw into your stuff and then resolve this 2 to 3 times and just keep climbing until you get to a Quasar, and then maybe like after that Rekindling again to go into some link plays. So that's really nice. And yeah, that's it for staple cards. I want to text. One of the main texts I've been seeing, it's almost borderline a staple at this point, but I wanted to throw into text anyway, is Desynchro. Desynchro is really nice for this deck because, like I said, you're going to be digging through your deck with the TG Hyper Librarian and Formula Synchron. So what you do, when you get a TG Hyper Librarian on the field, you use Desynchro to like get rid of, put back the Formula Synchron, and you resynchro it into again to then draw 2 more cards, which is really nice. It helps you turbo through your deck to help like see more cards and just get to your combo pieces faster, which is really, really nice. Another tech I've been seeing is like Searing Firewall. This is an interesting card. This is kind of like a card that can help make tokens, which is nice in theory, so you can get some numbers on the board easily to help get into some synchros and stuff. So I haven't been seeing a lot of decks using Searing Firewall, but I've seen a couple use it, and it's pretty interesting card, so I just wanted to like give it a mention. Then there's Hand Destruction. Hand Destruction is really nice for this deck actually, because you draw cards and then you can discard cards as well. So if you have some Lavals in your hand that you don't want, you use this, draw some cards, then you discard those those Lavals from your hand to help get some more in the graveyard to use as Rekindling fodder to bring back. So it's really nice for that reason, and it helps turbo through your deck as well. And another card that's pretty good at getting Lavals in the graveyard and also recovery as well is Magical Stone Excavation. This is an interesting card. So pretty much with this, you discard 2 cards, I believe, or something like that, and then you add a spell from graveyard to hand. Usually you're going to be grabbing Rekindling off of this, which is nice. So you just let's say you have Lavals in your hand, or just stuff with 200 defense, or you just want to get the Rekindling back. You play this, get the Rekindling back, and then you just get a body of monsters right there. So it's a really nice recovery card. I like it personally, and it's pretty interesting, and I think you guys should try it out. And then another tech that I've seen a couple times is Pot of Acquisitiveness. Now you're probably wondering why Pot of Acquisitiveness is here. Well, basically, Lakeside Lady banishes some Lavals and everything, so this is nice because you can shuffle them back into the deck to draw a card. It's okay, it's draw power, so that's why I gave it a mention. Now on to some engines for this deck. The main one being that I almost put into staple territory, which honestly it probably should, but I want to just throw into the engine category because that's pretty much what it is. And that would have to be the DRACONNET, Guard Dragon, Justice Galaxy Serpent engine, which is pretty much, it gives the deck a really good normal summon to help make Needle Fiber efficiently. So it's like DRACONNET's a 1-card Needle Fiber because what you do, you normal summon this, you bring out your Justice which is a tuner, or you bring out Galaxy Serpent as well, which is also a tuner, and then you use them both to go into Needle Fiber. So it gives the deck a 1-card Needle Fiber option, which is really good for it because Needle Fiber is just amazing for synchro decks in general, being able to bring out their tuners and stuff. So it's a good mention. It's a good mention in my book. And then the last engine for the deck would have to be Dangers. Now Dangers, I mean, can be used in a lot of decks, but in this deck in particular, it's really nice because, well, it can help get your Lavals in the graveyard, which is nice. Pretty much that's the main reason. And also it gives you a body on board, help you draw cards, and just turbo through your deck as well, which is pretty much one of the main like strategies for the deck anyways. Just synchro spam turbo into a Quasar and go from there. That's pretty much it. So this just helps facilitate that strategy. Now then, here's some extra deck options for you guys that are pretty popular. The first one had to be Laval Dual Slasher. This is mostly used for the Quasar combo. Usually this helps you get into it. TG Hyper Librarian and Formula Synchron. These are mostly the two cards that are going to help you turbo through your deck. Formula Synchron is usually the one that you desynchro and everything to help pretty much free synchro summon it to help you draw two cards because you have Librarian and it on the field, which is nice. Then obviously your shooting Quasar Dragon. This is the main one you want to end on most of the time because it's shooting Quasar Dragon. It's really good and it helps negate cards and just is a really good powerhouse as well. And then there's also Cosmic BLAZAR Dragon, which is kind of like Quasar but more of a defensive card. So pretty much you could like use Quasar for the offensive plays and then BLAZAR if you want to be a little bit more defensive. BLAZAR is usually the pick for that, which is really good. And then next would have to obviously be the CRYSTRON HALQIFIBRAX because it's a synchro deck, and HALQIFIBRAX helps you get into your tuners, which is nice. And it's really easy to summon because you have tuners all over the place. So it's nothing really needs to be said about that. And another little small option I guess you could do if you are looking for some generic links, if you want to have some links in the deck, you could throw in DUELITTLE CHIMERA in there. As another link 2 option. It's alright. It just helps makes your stuff more beefy and be able to like gain attack and stuff like that. So, and it can help recycle as well, which is nice. But yeah, other than that though, I'll throw up a list. Here's a pretty decent list for the deck. This is mostly based on Asian Persuasion's list of the deck that he posted a couple months ago. So it's kind of mostly based on that. So I'll give I'm pretty much going to give the entire credit to him because most of this deck is pretty much most of this deck is pretty much of his ideas and everything, which was from his list a couple months ago. All I changed was like, pretty much what I changed was I put in a Galaxy Serpent and a Cosmic BLAZAR Dragon. That was pretty much it. But pretty much I'm gonna give all the credit to him though because he's really good with the deck and he has a lot of cool ideas in his lists and everything. So. And yeah, other than that though, I hope you guys all enjoyed this. The Lavals are a really fun archetype and everything. Pretty cool if you want to bring them to locals from time to time, just if you want to make Quasar all over the place and just have fun with synchro summoning and being able to use Rekindling, which is like an insane card and it's just hilarious, honestly. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this. If you guys have any other decks you have that you want me to do a deck guide on, leave it on the comment section below. I'll take a look. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Leave a like, comment, definitely subscribe. We should see you guys next video. Have a nice day.